sta? Hi, I'm your host for the Let's Visit program, Dave Welsh. Today we're going to visit Italy. So stay with us while we visit the city of Napoli, Bella Napoli.
Naples is an old city founded by the Greeks, replacing an even older Greek city. The new city was called just that, the New City, or Neapolis in Greek. In spite of Roman conquest in the 4th century, the Neapolitans retained their Greek language, customs, and traditions for many centuries afterwards. The city, of course, is located in southern Italy on the Bay of Naples, and is definitely the most active and lively place I have ever visited. This huge city of well over 2 million people spreads out almost without limit. I made my headquarters Piazza Garibaldi, which is the transportation hub of the city. As you can see, Neapolitans are always on the go. All this in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, a very live and dangerous volcano. Day and night, Neapolitans are moving here and there, using every means of transport. And don't think you're safe on the sidewalk. Those noisy motorbikes will drive right up there to park, usually with 2 or 3 people on board. As a pedestrian in this city, you had better have 360-degree vision and the ability to quickly sidestep imminent danger. Napoli has become about-face in the last few years, changing from a crime-ridden, dangerous, and inhospitable city under the domination of the Camorra, the Neapolitan version of the Mafia, to a safer and more tourist-friendly one. Invaded through the centuries by Goths, Byzantines, Lombards, Normans, Aragons, Spanish, Austrians, Bourbon, and even bombed by the U.S. in World War II, Naples has survived. Its rebirth began in 1984 when a group of concerned citizens took the destruction caused by a 1980 earthquake as a wake-up call for collecting private funds to restore closed monuments and museums. The new mayor put traffic cops and patrolmen back into the streets and set about to control crime. Nowhere is the vibrant life of Naples more evident than in the many open markets scattered throughout the city. Here in these markets, there's an abbondanza of provisions to supply each of the city's neighborhoods. Flowers have been brought in from the countryside to adorn tonight's dinner table, along with the freshest of meats. Unlike America, where everyone gets into a car to drive to the nearest mall or supermarket, in Italy, everything is available for you just under your window at street level. A bit noisy, perhaps, but totally in line with the Neapolitan way of life. Naples is noted for its colorful street life. I found the people to be very outgoing and cooperative, especially when they saw my video.
Verso l'archivio di Stato.
Seeing the laundry flapping from every balcony, or just watching the coming and going of the people in the narrow back streets of the city, I was awed by the profusion of colors, sounds, and aromas of these neighborhoods.
Inizio! Avessi, bello, guarda!
Say hello, America!
America, poco porto paese, c'è grande monnezza!
Volta America!
Questo non dà accesso!
These young ladies, obviously precursors of the Otis Elevator Company, have found a unique way of sending provisions up to the family home. Simple but effective, I guess. Okay, pastore.
Pastorello.
C'è anche
Little.
Luca,
Piccolo
pastore,
Piccolo.
bogliattone, però un bel pastore.
Mille grazie. As I wandered through the narrow alley-like streets, I came across a street devoted only to stores selling these marvelous little statues. They're called pastori, which, if my Italian serves me correctly, means shepherds. It seems that at Christmas time in the 13th century, St. Francis of Assisi hired a certain Giovanni Valletta to create a nativity scene. The statues he made inspired a whole genre of folk art, and these little, or piccolo, shepherds are collected and treasured by the Italian people to this day. Now let's take a stroll down Via Roma, a pedestrian street, to one of the marvels of the city. Most people believe that the modern shopping mall is a middle 20th century American invention, but nothing is further from the truth. Here in Napoli is Galleria Umberto, a 19th century Victorian iron and glass masterpiece of architecture. The 100-year-old shopping mall would put most U.S. malls to shame by both its size and beauty. There are 4 floors of shops radiating out from a central square. Its marvelous dome or cupola sits 57 meters above a beautifully and artistically tiled floor. And similar to American shopping malls, the Galleria has become a favorite meeting place for Naples' young people. Yes, Italy also has its mall rats. In order to reach Solfatara, we have to make use of the very efficient public transportation system. This system connects all the cities and towns surrounding Mount Vesuvius. Since my base of operations is already Piazza Garibaldi, well, that's where the main station is located, this should be easy. Behind the sea-level city of Naples is Vomero, a unique neighborhood built atop a high volcanic hill. We could of course climb up there, but there are two funicular railroads that make travel a bit easier. The gentlemen who run this funicular were very hospitable in showing me around, so my viewers could see how efficiently they ran everything. They even brought me down under the station to look at the large driving wheels. Now, when I finally got to the top and found a place to view the city, the sight was spectacular. It's hard to imagine so many people living in such a congested city. This area is obviously a favorite meeting place for Napoli's young lovers. Ah, la bella amore. When we step outside Galleria Umberto, there is Piazza del Plebiscito. On one side of the square is the former royal palace, which has been home to French, Spanish, and Italian royalty. On the other side of the square is the impressive church of St. Francis de Paul, with its huge dome and colonnade. The statues on the top are artfully sculpted. In 1994, when the city hosted a meeting of Europe's 7 most industrialized nations, this square was changed from a parking lot and bus terminal to a pedestrian open square.
Oh, you're the second! Guarda quei due! Oh, che risata più bello! Andiamo, scimmara! La B, guarda, pure là stava! E guarda là!
Italians are a passionate people, and nowhere is this more evident than in the care they've taken to construct their churches. In a moment, we'll visit the Basilica of St. Paul the Greater, a fine example of Italian Baroque architecture, tucked away on a narrow Neapolitan street, where a wedding has just taken place. Since I'm in the wedding business, I had to check on how my Italian counterparts were doing. By the way, do you think that this couple once spent some time up on that lover's lane we just visited? Let's head down to Naples docks. Here in the shadow of the twin-peaked Mount Vesuvius, I found several Italian naval vessels at anchor, waiting for their next call to service. This is a good vantage point to see the real proximity to that infamous volcano. Also in port were many passenger ferries which make daily runs to the Isles of Capri and Ischia. Among the naval ships was the Urania, an oceanographic research vessel, which does scientific investigations particularly in Antarctica. The Latin mottos read, "Bravely and faithfully," and "With force and courage."